Based on what?
What
has he done?
Okay, we are doing a live reaction of Artemis Fowl. All three of us have seen this movie before, unfortunately. And yeah, we have other friends watching with us, so if you hear random outbursts of noise, that's them. Cue the crinkling in the background.
We also all have read the book as well.
Yeah.
So we are like actual
Fair point.
fans
Fair point.
of the book.
I would like to say that I've read this book probably 12 times, one of which was about 2-3 months ago. And I just want to love the Disney's Artemis Fowl based on the beloved book by Owen Colfer. So I just want everyone to acknowledge that Disney is acknowledging that it was a beloved book. Let's just all keep that in mind.
Flashing. Oh, I didn't get to read the warning.
All right, look at that.
Wait.
It's already starting off. Oh no, this is that Disney thing that they do.
The Disney thing that they do.
Yeah. All right, so far nothing
Some
terrible has
flashing
happened.
Lights, or flashing light sequences, patterns, or whatever.
We also have various forms of
Disney, the destroyer of books
alcohol.
and stories.
Liquid courage.
Okay, so I just want to point out my favorite thing is their choice of white font on the white sand. And literally, as it goes to green where you could read it, it disappears. That is probably one of my favorite parts.
Just as far as the book goes, Fowl Manor is supposed to be like a medieval style building. It's got like a high stone wall. It has they're literally parapets around Fowl Manor. And here it is a beach house.
We randomly cut to the Chinese for
Well,
like
so
a split second.
I actually read an interview with Kenneth about like the design of Fowl Manor.
Okay.
And he talked about how he wanted it to look like he wanted them to be rich in ideas but not money. Like that's how he wanted the house to appear. But it's a 3-story
that would
mansion.
be.
So
I would say those people are pretty rich with money.
yeah, I feel that as well.
But the funny thing is, he actually is poor during the book. He's rich because they've had the house for hundreds of years, because it is an ancestral residence. The whole point of the first book is that he doesn't have any money and needs to get money.
Does the MI6 actually have floating prison?
I have no idea. Also, why does this whole sequence randomly take place in black and white? It makes
It's
no
supposed to be
sense.
security
MI6
cameras.
No,
only
but
has black and
half
white
of
photos.
these aren't. That is not security camera footage right there. And so I don't understand why like half of this is in black and white and the other half is also in black and white.
The thing is, like, what Artemis is able to do in the beginning of the book is he's essentially holding the existence of the fairies ransom. Like, his whole threat in the book is that I will reveal you to the world because I have captured Holly Short. And so in this version, Mulcher's literally just telling them about fairies the whole book. He's literally just revealing... Like, that's a huge source of conflict for the entire series, not just the first book. Like...
By the way, this stunt double is really obviously a stunt double for not the close-ups.
I mean, except it's like an adult.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there.
Why do they need to show him loving Ireland by surfing?
This is the exact moment. Also, like, who surfs in Ireland? That's what I want to know.
Obviously this kid.
Probably Andrew Aska.
I just have a feeling that, like, there's really not good surf in Ireland. I don't know why, but I just have
Don't
that
judge
feeling.
Ireland. You've never been there.
Artemis loves Ireland. Why don't you love Ireland? Why is he carrying the surfboard to school in a suit? That's what I want to know. Does he like surf home every morning? Because obviously he had to like change.
But the whole point was that he wasn't athletic too.
Alright, really, you get this lovely...
Okay, really quick. So this is like the part I want to pause and just like talk about the first 5 minutes. Because the first 5 minutes of this film are absolutely pointless.
Yeah.
Like, tell me I'm wrong, but you could cut out that whole section and it would not change this movie.
Yeah, that's probably
I mean, you
right.
could cut out this next scene too, where they talk about like him being, where they
That's very
talk
fair.
about him being a genius instead of showing us that he's a
exactly.
genius.
And the fun thing is that, like, this scene right here is probably one of the scenes they follow most closely, like, verbiage with the book, except that they only use, like, half the conversation. Also, this conversation right here, for those of you who do not know, is from the second book. It's the beginning of the Arctic incident. This whole movie, like, just, like, smashes really good parts from books 2 and 3 and just sort of, like, plops them into the movie totally out of context. And makes it so that you can't, use them for the books that they're actually supposed to be used for. But like right here, in the book, it actually is very convincing about how he's a genius, and here it's just delivered so badly. So what they call the oculus in this, like the importance of the oculus in the movie, is served by the fairy book, which is like their Bible in the book. And that's why he knows so much about them, and he's able to kidnap Captain Short, and he actually ransoms Captain Short because he's a bad guy in the book. He moves from being a bad dude to being a slightly less bad guy.
I don't think he actually does anything really terrible
Oh,
Not at
yeah.
Wait, are you talking in the book or in the movie?
in the movie.
No,
Yeah,
in the movie he's
Oh
like
yeah, no. In the
such a
in the movie he does nothing
mellow
bad.
kid.
In the book he does many bad
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
He almost kills many people.
Maybe that's probably why Disney changed it.
Huh? I can see you're admiring my chair. It's a family heirloom.
Does this actually happen in the
It does, yeah.
book?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the
This
this
is
that
a
scene
really
in-
poorly written scene.
it's very well done in the book. And
In the
it's-
book, it's like a whole power play of like
it,
Artemis is
'Cause
like,
he, like-
he's sitting there in the chair. They go through the whole thing, and then he just kind of rips this guy apart because he's able to. He had like written a book on psychology at that point, and then he had like read the books that this guy was referencing. So he just kind of like rips this whole guy apart.
It's
his whole,
very
like,
slowly.
structure
It's like
apart. It's very like. It's
Yeah.
very well put together, and then at the end, it's like the exclamation point is like, "And your chair's fake."
Of course, Artemis wasn't on his own.
Mulch Diggum's
Oh,
like,
I hate this so much right here.
Sometimes.
The hoverboard.
No, what he's about to do is Artemis wasn't on his own. He has Butler, and then he's gonna launch.
actually,
into this-
I think the worst part is the obviously very fake helmet hidden underneath the hat.
A dealer of antiques and rarities.
By the way, in the book, his dad and his whole family for generations are mob bosses. Way cooler. And his dad is gone at this point. The whole point of the first book is to ransom the ferry so that he can get a whole bunch of money so that he can go after his dad because his dad's ship was shot down by the Russian mafia. Is that not so much cooler than...
I think what was really interesting about the book that they kind of skip over in the movie is that the whole reason he's able to like believe in fairies is because he's a kid still.
Yeah.
You know, and so but he's smart enough to actually figure it out. And so it was this really nice element
I think the
of
way they-
being able to like
Is that his childlike belief in magic was tempered by an adult desire to
Intelligence.
exploit it.
yeah.
I think is the phraseology they use in the book. And it's... Which is like so perfect. It's like this nice balance and everything like plays well into that.
And it makes sense.
Yeah. And it actually plays out in his character over the course of the book. Here, this is just like, my dad's super into fairies. And then it's like, what? Fairies are real? He has all these books? And he's so interested in telling me about them all the time? Did you see that? That was a book of Irish fairy tales. In case you didn't know, that this was about
he's into-
fairies.
Also,
He's
he's
into
a
fairies.
genius because he has robot alarm clocks.
Yeah.
See, it would have been really cool.
If this
So,
is
like,
a
see
fight
this?
sequence.
Yeah.
I agree.
That would
Oh
have
my
been
gosh.
so awesome,
Or
as
so
opposed
just-
to like, or like seeing him like actually like
Okay.
train at Venice's.
Also, this was the thing is, it says under no circumstances should you ever call him the butler, but no one ever calls him the butler in the movie. So how the hell does Mulch know that? Because he got arrested right afterwards. Like we're just being told things about Butler, and Butler never in the movie does anything like
In fact, Butler.
all that exciting.
Call him Dom or Domovoy. Or very
The Domovoy line is like, no, we don't learn Butler's actual name until book 3, and Butler literally takes a bullet for Artemis and is dying on the floor when he finally, like, his last words are telling Artemis his name is Domovoy, when it no longer matters, because, like, the first rule of being a bodyguard of his particular caliber is to never reveal your first name to your charge, because you're supposed to stay emotionally distant. So literally, like, most of Butler's character arc is tied up with his name, and freaking Mulch Man just gives it to us because they have no shame.
There could have been
or-
some really good impact with that.
Exactly. No sense of character
Potentially
development.
later, but
Guys,
no.
it's the Rosetta Stone.
Oh no, and Boru's heart. How could
And the
these
Bible.
precious artifacts be stolen? And what do they have in common? They're Irish. Whoa!
What?
Oh my gosh! Mind equals blown.
By the way, Foul Star in the book, it's a shipping freighter.
Room in his pajamas.
Right? Can we
really
talk
disappointed
about like
he's
the
never-
costuming for Artemis for this
Why
movie?
is he not in a suit?
He's
all the
always
time?
in a suit.
The whole
Like-
suit up scene in this movie was so
bad.
dumb.
So I think this right here kind of starts off. I mean, it's definitely been happening the whole time, but you're gonna see it like get so much worse right here. Where from this point on, the movie just doesn't have any more scenes. They're only
Yeah.
they're only about like 40-second transitions between things. So like right here, especially when he's like looking for the book, it's just like super fast. Like, and the whole rest of the movie, like everything is just a transition from one event to the other, and we don't ever like sit with the characters at all. It's just all speed.
I will say, like, the set deck for this room is very cool. I do like the set deck for this room.
Ooh, it's
I
a
feel like
rock.
this would have been a good opening credits sequence. You know, with like going over the desk and it's all like the little artifacts that his dad's collected over the years.
Okay, I take it back. This right here is an actual scene, but it's going to quickly disappear.
But as Artemis would soon find out, they are very real.
I think we're like 20 minutes into this movie, and Mulch Diggums is still.
I love how we're told.
Still
He doesn't
narrating.
stop though.
Center of the
I know. Legitimately, he doesn't stop for the whole movie, and it's so frustrating.
And I love how it's like, Artemis is soon to find out that they're fairies. Or if we just wait like 4 seconds in the movie, I'll show you the fairy haven, and we could maybe not just tell you that they exist.
I wonder why they picked Mulch Diggums as the narrator. Out of all of the
Well, it's
characters.
because
Josh Gad.
Yeah, just the Josh Gad thing. Okay, here let's see our other protagonist. Oh, look at her.
Officer Holly Short, 2 minutes to security briefing.
All right, doing just fine so far.
Why is she a child?
Because nobody reads the book and pays attention to these things.
She's like 80 years old.
She actually, yeah, she is 80.
I think 82 specifically.
Yeah. And she's supposed to have a pointy nose because Cupid was her grandfather.
Oh yeah.
Also, I think she has got red hair in the book too.
I think she's brown skinned in the book.
Yeah, she's
I just read that she's like coffee colored.
yeah, she's got some kind of coffee skin. I forget exactly. It's a particular kind of coffee. I don't remember what they.
Short, good to see you.
What are you in for this time, Mulch?
Tunneling and entering.
Ooh,
This
that
is my
acting
favorite
right there.
acting in the whole movie. I love.
Artists are great.
So-
Artists are never understood.
So strong acting.
Make a great team, you know.
Josh Gad actually isn't terrible. In this.
No, Josh
But-
Gad isn't terrible.
Watching my back with
The
your
other
dad,
actors,
affected
though.
very well.
Do you know how we know he's a dwarf? Because he told us.
Wait, really? I don't think I caught it in the 24 times they told us.
Of course it's encoded by this guy, Foley. Very technical.
Literally the
I
worst-
ride. Okay,
the
I
worst
ride
thing.
horses,
Not ask him for a ride.
and horses do not look like this. Like this
He's a
CGI.
centaur?
The CGI, the horse part of this centaur should not look like this. It's horrifying. I legitimately wanted to vomit the first time I watched this because of the CGI on this horse. Look at this. No horse moves like this.
I love to say I did like his design, like for Foley. Like he was missing the tinfoil hat.
The tinfoil hat is like they're missing. I think what you mean is that they're missing Foley's character. Like his whole thing is like the
But I liked, like-
sarcastic, like.
But I liked
what
the
was that?
design.
What the heck?
I liked the design of the centaur because I feel like sometimes we just get like a very like stereotypical looking centaur, and I liked that he had like a more like sleek wardrobe and like the long hair with the side buzz. Like I
But
actually
he's a
liked-
nerd.
That is disgusting.
that's
Horses do not run that
Really
way.
disturbing. Okay,
It's
so
like-
how does Briar
It's like,
like
the person was like, have you seen a horse move? And the guy was like, yeah, of course I have.
have
And he's
a
like,
dog.
okay, sounds good.
how does Briar like
I have
get
a black
back?
lab.
So, do they have some kind of cloaking technology?
Yeah, she's supposed to be. Okay, this is one thing that super confused me about
It's
the
called
movie.
like shielding. Right?
Yeah, it's called shielding, where she's supposed to be invisible like this whole time, but she looks very visible.
Yeah,
They
so
just
that would have been
never
like
introduce
really
it.
nice to know, because I was like, she just flew over a city.
The funny thing, for all the telling and non-showing that this movie does, there's a couple of parts in here, especially with how magic works, that they just don't tell the audience at all, and you wouldn't understand, like stuff like the shielding. Like, she's 100% invisible, and there's nothing in the movie to tip you off to that. They
No,
just say,
she's
"Oh, she's
completely
shielded."
visible.
They say that she's shielded, but don't explain what that is. I need a drink.
Can we get another drink for Josh?
Can we fly?
Can we
in a
fly in a
drink?
Can I-
drink,
Can we
please?
fly in a drink?
Nick,
Hold on, we're flying in refills right now.
I like the little girl.
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I'm gonna
One of
say
the, honestly,
Like,
one of the
straight up,
best
Yeah,
acting
like a-
performances
Yeah,
in this movie.
this little
is
girl
this
is
little girl.
probably the best acting performance in the movie. Not gonna lie.
That's not-
All right, just for case anyone didn't know, a time freeze in the book takes like hours to put together. There's like satellite dishes; they don't fly up like that. This is just lazy writing at this point because they're just like
Deus
let's
Ex
just-
Machina.
Yeah, it's so Deus
It's
Ex
just a-
Machina.
Just a
There's no
Deus Ex
stakes.
Machina moment.
Because like the whole point is that this right here like ruins Holly's career because she disobeys a direct order to like let the troll do its thing, and she's like, no, I'm gonna save the people, and this like almost ruins her career.
She doesn't.
Also, she has no magic for this because there's like actual stakes in the book, like bad things happen, and
There are
Just-
no, but this movie doesn't know what stakes are.
yeah, literally there's
Fake prop is fake.
So this is another thing that like
Very fake.
She like so easily pulled it off the guy's face.
There's no like
but also like
nothing. It's so clean.
also like, do you want to give a little girl her ice cream after it was on a guy's face?
also like if
He
we're
had mouth
obeying
herpes,
like
but it's
Quicksilver
okay.
logic, oh thank you.
Can she not move as fast as them? Because it would be nice for her to move as fast as them.
No, Andrew.
She's
You can't
slow.
just do whatever you want in this
Is it
movie.
because she's 84 and she's old or young? I don't know.
Actually, one of my favorite things about the book is that we never go to the Hill of Tara. Like, it just gets mentioned as this, like, super cool thing, and we never know what it is. And it's actually kind of interesting. And now it's just a hill.
Does the shielding not work for them?
I guess she just... Again,
She's supposed to be out of
in the
magic
book,
at
this
this
doesn't...
point.
This makes sense because she's out of magic. So she doesn't go to the Hill of Tara. She specifically avoids it. But, like, the reason she goes to the oak tree thing is to replenish her magic.
Uh-huh.
Which is why she doesn't have magic for the troll fight, which is why she messes up and almost gets fired, and why she doesn't have shielding for this, and why she also doesn't have the mesma or any of the magical things to get out of being captured.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it, but with how... The fact that Dom hit her with that, but missed her because she crouched, is stupid.
It's yeah, I had that
Okay.
issue as well.
There's one of the dumbest moments of CGI on this horse occurs in like 4 seconds. Not quite that short, but ready? Right here. Watch him.
Fairy unaccounted for in the real world.
Oh my god!
That is one of the
What?
dumbest things. That is this movie's greatest sin. Is that moment of
The
CGI
little
right
kick.
there? Oh my gosh.
He has to...
Horses don't move that.
No,
like
he just
that.
has like this the horse equivalent of skipping everywhere.
I hate that.
I hate that too.
What if instead of telling us this,
Defensive
he had just gone in with the sunglasses and she had tried it and we were like, what's going on? And then he's like, your hypnotism doesn't work on me because I've got reflective sunglasses. I know all about you. And that could then lead into, like, backstory. But no.
It's okay. We have this nice flashback that's giving us the story on a platter.
Also, it's great acting.
I've read all about you.
What?
What?
Also, I love he has the most childish sunglasses ever.
Don't even bother watching the movie. It's not worth it.
Read the book, though. Because
Yeah.
the book has something that the movie does not. I like to call it a story.
That's you should copyright that and like make money off of it.
I just made this.
Just t-shirts.
I like to call it a story. It's super cool.
Also, why did he have to start so far away from the house? Okay, also this was
This
pointed
right
out
here
to me
is-
in another video, which I will link in the description. He somehow digs his way onto the second floor. This hall of portraits is on the second floor of the house. He digs his way into
So
the second
he's-
floor of the
He's
house.
just
Wow, root
that.
cellar.
He's just that good.
You son of a...
Sorry.
What would your parents be?
Mulch Diggum's asking the real questions here that I want to know the answers to.
Yeah.
See,
legit.
he's on the second
the staircase right there.
He's on the second floor.
Wait, okay. Why would you take off your sunglasses?
The safe that he finds in the book is so much cooler because like there's a safe behind the picture and he's like, oh, this is cliche, and he opens the safe and it's just like money in there, and he's like, well, that was lame. And then he catches the fact that like the picture is like strangely thick, and there's another safe inside the picture, like the actual picture that's like taken off of the wall.
Okay,
so
really
much
quick.
cooler.
Really quick, this
Oh,
sequence.
worst scene by
Oh
far.
my gosh. He straight up trusts her
Honestly,
after
just-
being like,
Let's just listen to this because it's so bad, and it speaks for itself. I think we already missed
I
like
think
the
we
worst
already
part, but like
missed
there's
the
still
dumb
some
Guys,
bad,
we're talking.
still some bad parts here.
I mean,
Why is this a thing, and why is it his nose hair?
That's kind of sort of almost in the book, but not really. They make it way weirder than it's.
The rules are clear.
the rules are
are.
clear. The rules
think you
are
can trust
clear.
me.
So this is another thing where there's like a magical thing going on here that they don't explain. Like she has to listen to his rules when he's in the house.
They very, very vaguely explain it. What's the proper term for this? It's not
Curmudgeon?
no, it's the like film term.
Oh, golden fleece?
Would it be a golden fleece?
No.
It would
Because
be a Shayla, do you know what the term is? A MacGuffin. It's a MacGuffin.
Yep.
And a really, really most of the time MacGuffins are dumb. Anyways, thank you, Shayla. But like this one is just it's
It's just like they don't explain what it really is other than the fact that it's important, but they don't give stakes of like, oh no, if we don't get this back, XYZ will happen. It's just kind of like, we need to get this back, it's really important,
It's literally it's just important thing.
it's a really strong chandelier.
Yeah.
why does he need to get the gun?
Those are really...
Yeah, it hasn't helped you at all so far.
He is I'm just saying, like I'm pretty sure he's just dead. Right there.
Oh, okay. So this
I'm
is
pretty sure
yeah.
Dom is just I'm pretty sure he's just dead. Like
So
that's
let's-
his lower
Also,
body.
Juliet has
crushed.
amazing finger strength.
Also,
Yeah.
so far we have seen Butler shoot an arrow. This was at the part where we skipped. He shot a lightning arrow at the sky time freeze, and he jumped in front of Artemis. And all of his fighting has come down to hitting the troll in the butt with a bust of a bull.
But we don't have the setup that butlers are.
Mary, it's sad. Can't you see people are crying?
He's Butler's crying, he's dying right now. Do you not feel like wells of water
I
springing
want
to
to
your
cry too,
eyes?
but for a very different reason.
Oh man, me too. I feel that.
I'm so disappointed.
And then this is where they bring back the Irish blessing.
Because we feel so confidently that there's a strong bond between Butler and Artemis because reasons.
Because
They've spent the movie
Like,
together. They've spent the movie
they were in
together.
ghillie suits
So
together.
like
That
the logic
means-
of this movie is that because you're spending an hour and a half watching the movie, you should therefore like the movie, and because the people in the movie are in proximity to one another, they also like each other, trust each other, and care about one another because proximity equals love, I guess. There needs to be something else in here. I love how that guy has like more character than like half the people. In
Yeah,
this movie.
no, and then she totally just like
She kami
laser blasts him. That guy just died because when it
I
impacts
don't
Its
know
the
if it
impact
water,
is gonna
helped
break
him.
every
it's
bone
gonna
in his
break.
body.
Yeah, he's going to be a grease spot on the bottom of
No,
his.
Andrew, people cannot die unless the movie tells us that they die.
That's true.
Oh,
We have to see the death tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Are we friends? Artemis fell.
I don't know.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
We are.
What?
Why?
All right. What is
That
the ingredient
total
of friendship?
deadpan
Based
delivery.
on what?
So I literally didn't realize that was supposed to be like an acorn until like the end of the movie.
Oh wait, that's what it's supposed to be.
Wait, for real? Yeah, it's an acorn.
Oh, look, the camera's going in and out, so magic stuff's happening.
Also, they didn't shoot this in the right frame rate.
No, really.
No, it's
We accidentally shot it in 10 frames a second. Is that gonna be okay? You think anyone will notice? Colin Farrell's alive.
Oh, thank goodness.
Hey, the
That's
one
a
good
positive.
actor.
It's a positive part of this movie.
He made it in because of the reshoots.
He must have, yeah. I mean, his dad is in the book, but very briefly.
I guess it's just a magical transport that can do. It's a Deus Ex Machina. It can do whatever you need it
Yeah,
to.
that's what I said. It's a greater wish spell. The thing is, with the greater wish spell, you use it once. And then
They use it twice. Is that why it's greater? Because you can use it more than once?
No, it means you can do better stuff.
Oh.
I don't think you can resurrect people with a regular wish. I think you need a greater wish in order to resurrect someone.
Oh.
I thought you had to be Jesus to resurrect someone.
We're talking
That's
D&D
fair.
terms. So Jesus is Jesus Christos.
isn't in
the-
D&D.
He is. He's Jesus Christos, the god of healing. Just saying.
All right. All right.
I would just like to point out that 30-second conversation was more interesting than this entire movie. I think.
Okay, also, I want to say, this is a really important part of the book. So see how there's all these women, and like Judi Dench, for example? Okay, the whole point of Holly's character is that Holly is the first female recon officer ever. So she gets like judged really hardcore, and like Root is really harsh on her because Root's whole point is that like if other women are gonna follow you, you have to do a good job. So by having Judi Dench, a woman, in case you didn't notice, as the
What?
commander officer, it completely
what?
undermines Holly's whole arc, especially for the first book. In the other books, it's not like a huge thing that they really push on, but for the first book, like it's really important that like she's a girl, and so therefore she has to work harder to do a man's job.
She's representing the
Yeah.
entire gender.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
actually like a very like feminist kind of point that it really says that like women are important and that she has like a greater responsibility to kind of like live up to. But in this, it just undermines that. She's just the thing she has to prove is that her dad was innocent. They just sort of like make up a thing for her.
Oh wait, does this have to do with the scene you told us to watch in the beginning?
Yeah. This has to
Okay.
do with the callback to
Yeah.
an hour ago.
Look, he's wearing a suit, so look, he changed.
He's a criminal mastermind.
He's a criminal
mastermind
He's a-
wears
Wait, don't
suits.
give it away.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
sorry.
so sorry. Oh man, I blew it.
I'm Artemis Fowl. And I'm a criminal mastermind.
Based on what?
Whoa!
What has he done? Literally,
This is the dumbest like walkout shot too. Like
he has done zero
Okay, so
criminal
here.
things.
they just reused that shot from the beginning. That is his dad getting into the helicopter with
But
the
his
same
dad-
suit.
Dude, he didn't have sunglasses on the other shot.
No, he did. He did in the beginning.
Oh.
Okay, so I want you to... His dad was in the... If you're in the helicopter, he's in the back left-hand side, right? Mm-hmm. His dad just jumped forward into the front. Now he's in the back again.
A tracking device. Designed by the kid.
Poorly designed.
So big. Oh my gosh.
Okay, they only had
Oh yeah, you
Colin
can see
for-
him behind.
He's in the back.
He's evidently behind.
But
and then
isn't
he's in
that
the front.
his dad in the front?
Maybe not. I don't
In
know.
a different costume?
I can't imagine that it's a different person. Like they wouldn't just have like a co-pilot. Presumably, if they've got a ferry in the
I
back.
guess.
I'm really depressed.
You know, I'm glad. I kind of thought
That's
they were
the
gonna say
movie.
the end at the end, just because they were telling us everything else in the movie.
Oh
that we
no,
hadn't
I
been
was
told.
waiting for like the "Is this the end?" question mark.
The end? Question mark? Will Thanos return?
I feel like Thanos would really help.
Improve this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're right.
Actually, I
Oh
think
my
Thanos'
gosh.
snap would have really improved this movie. So, really, the moral of the story is if you're going to like adapt a book into a movie, and the book was like a beloved book,
Well-
as we pointed out at the beginning, you might want to try, you know, doing it like it was in the movie book.
I think the problem is that they use the narration to create shortcuts, which is fine, but they shortcutted like character development as opposed to like
Yeah. Right,
explaining
yeah.
And I think that-
important like confusing magic elements, which would have been like more acceptable.
To be honest, I think that honestly, here's the thing. So like, I have a similar problem with the Ender's Game movie. The Ender's Game movie, I think, was actually passable, but I think that Ender's Game was like a just too short. Like it was unnecessarily short. Like it was like this one's like an hour and a half. It's like, guys, we can have 2.5 hour like movies or 2 hour movies. Like, but what happens is when you shorten it so much, you just take out so much. So with Ender's Game, it was decent. It was just so short that they missed a whole bunch of stuff. This one, I feel like they shortened it so much that they were like, well, we just can't make our previous story, because this is why what I think happened with the where that film where that one scene with the fairy with the sprite, was in this trailer but not in the movie. I feel like they used to have like a longer version of the movie that was closer to the book, and then they're in an attempt to keep like a shorter version, they just recut everything.
Have you watched the full deleted scene?
Okay, we're gonna watch this scene.
But I think
And-
they decided to keep him like try to make his character more wholesome and like a better role model.
Yeah.
And so I think with that route, that's when we lost everything.
Okay,
else.
so this is Ho Chi Minh City,
Yeah.
sweltering in the summer.
Also,
Sorry.
stock. Can we appreciate that stock footage?
That stock footage was fine. We didn't need to actually see them on the motorbike.
You want us to believe that this child went to Vietnam to look for
Oh, still narration.
Oh.
Penny Puck.
They say it's the antidote to all known poison. I hope for your sake it's true.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, no, like, this is terrifying.
Give me the book. Give me the book.
Okay, hold up. I just want everyone to observe right here. Did you see how we were all like, oh my gosh, this is terrible? We were learning things about Artemis right here. Like,
Not just
Like-
that, we had an emotional reaction
Yeah,
to something
we-
happening
so,
in the
like-
film. There was an emotional reaction to how
you're like, dang, Artemis, you're like poisoning
Oh
this
my-
lady.
yeah.
And you know what's really great? No one has come in to tell us, yo, Artemis poisoned this lady.
it's
I was
so
just,
true.
I was just waiting for Josh Gad to come in and be like, and then she was poisoned.
You risk losing your very soul.
She's going
My
like
father's heart
full
is
on like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's
Right now.
really. I think it's the choice of animation.
I don't know where she got the clothes from.
Enough. Turn back, human. You don't know what you're dealing with.
What the hell?
knowing that one day I'd come face to face with them.
Holy crap, this is better than the first 20 minutes of the
Perhaps a
film.
way to get their gold.
And bring Dad home.
Your father would be proud of you, Artemis. I failed in my duty to protect him. The first butler to do so in generations.
Wow, that.
Oh my gosh.
my gosh.
We're
We're getting character development for Domafoy right now?
We are.
What is this?
Okay, so clearly
Are things okay right now?
this seems to me a lot more like the original script was decent, and then like some producer dude at the end was like, "Wait, what do you mean he's like a bad guy? You mean like
Yeah.
you mean like he does bad
I
things,
feel
or like
I feel like when they took it to the Midwest nobody test audience,
yeah,
they were like, "Oh, but he's so like
he's
like,
so bad."
all the
so
parents in the
cute.
audience were like, "I don't like Artemis Fowl." And that's their question.
All the Dr. Conleys of the world were like, "Oh no, can't have that."
Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for watching. We will maybe see you guys in a future video. Don't watch this movie.
No, I think you should
Have a
watch
good
this
day.
movie and enjoy it.
Be a study
No.
in what not
But
to
it's
do.
not.
All right. See you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.